This is part 2 in my videos on consciousness and reality. Now, it's quite different from the usual content on this channel, but stick with it for a bit as you might find it interesting. If you've not watched part 1, I do suggest you do so now. A link to that is in the description, as the material covered in that video leads very much into what this video will be on. While going through my thoughts and notes, I came across a wall of text that was sent to me about 5 or 6 years ago. It was part of an email exchange that I was having with a person, and I thought it was very profound and very much in keeping with the overall direction of the conversation that we were having at the time. And while he would like to remain anonymous, I would like to present it here. Hi everyone, just a quick ask. Given the grotesque nature of YouTube's shadow banning and unsubscribing people in their tens of thousands from this channel, please check to see that you're still subscribed, but also please head on over to Rumble and subscribe to me there. Now, to entice you to do so, once subbed, just leave a note in the comment section saying new subscriber. Then in a few weeks, I will be drawing at random for winners of Japanese Edo style prints sent to you directly from Tokyo. So thanks in advance, and just for your information, I always upload my videos to Rumble first. As I said in the last video, we do not exist within the universe, but rather the universe exists within us. When people come to this conclusion, then the biggest and most important 2 questions that can be asked present themselves. What is the purpose of the universe? And what is the purpose of life? The universe is what consciousness creates for itself as an environment for experience, and life is what consciousness creates for itself as a means for experience. And this realization, however, leaves another, arguably more important question unanswered. What happens when we die? And this question relies in large part on whether or not we, as conscious beings, exist forever. To answer these questions, one must consider what reality really is. Of course, reality consists of physical reality and consciousness, but physical reality is subjective to consciousness. Objective reality then is essentially 2 things: consciousness and time. However, time is not really a thing, so it might be more correct to say that objective reality is consciousness itself. Time is simply something that passes. It's objective, so all that is left is the magic that is consciousness. Time is infinite. Your life is finite. It's only approximately 1 century out of eternity, and that's if you're lucky. 1 century out of eternity is a finite number out of infinity, or 1 out of infinity. 1 out of infinity is infinitesimally small, so small that most mathematicians would say that it is exactly equal to 0. Now, although not technically correct, the difference between a finite number out of infinity and 0 is infinitely small. If your existence is finite, if you die when your body dies, then the chance that this moment in time happens to occur during your finite existence out of infinite time is 1 out of infinity. That's it. If your existence is temporary, then the chance that you currently exist is zero. Yet you do exist. It could, of course, be argued that this line of reasoning is invalid because there will always be someone who exists, and out of infinite possibilities, some extremely unlikely or even infinitely unlikely possibilities will always exist. This is true, but the current state of the universe, down to every detail, is one out of incomprehensibly large number of possibilities. Yet here the universe is in its current state, despite the unlikelihood of it being so. This moment in time is one out of the infinite. However, it is guaranteed that the universe exists in some state. It is guaranteed that we are currently in a finite moment in infinite time. Although the chance that the universe exists in its current state is extremely low, and although the chance that we are currently in this exact moment out of infinite time is also infinitely small, the current moment and the current state of the universe were not chosen at random for this thought experiment. Rather, they were chosen because we currently exist in this moment in time, and the universe currently exists in this current state. With consciousness, one could make a similar argument. For example, go outside and take a look around. In doing so, you'll see a man on the street. But that man's existence proves nothing to me, it proves nothing to you. My existence proves nothing to you, and your existence proves nothing to me. Now, although that man's consciousness and your consciousness prove nothing to me, my consciousness proves everything to me. Although that man's consciousness and my consciousness prove nothing to you, your consciousness proves everything to you. Your existence is everything to you. Literally everything. All you know, all that you have ever known, and all that you ever will know. To you, your existence, your perception, is the entirety of existence itself. If your perception is finite, if it only has existed for a few decades and will only exist for a few more decades, then the rest of infinite time is nothing. It's not like being in this moment where there will always be another, but rather it is this moment or nothing. All other possibilities are identical. Nothingness. All possibilities except this one tiny sliver of eternity. Yet it is this one tiny sliver of eternity, the only one that differs from the rest, the one out of infinity that currently exists. If it is true that the rest is nothingness, that you will cease to exist, that consciousness can die, that chance is one out of infinity. If your existence is finite, then the chance that you currently exist is zero. If you currently exist, then the chance that your existence is finite is zero. And this leads only to one conclusion. Consciousness exists forever. Consciousness cannot die. Knowing that physical reality is subjective to consciousness, and knowing that consciousness exists forever, leaves one question still unanswered. What happens when we die? Given that physical reality is subjective to consciousness, we clearly exist beyond the confines of the physical universe. When our bodies die, we break free not only from our body but from this universe. Now, philosophical thought experiments alone cannot tell us for sure where we go, but it is reasonable to assume that given the fact that we consciousness creates something as complex and perfect as this universe, we have the freedom and ability to create other realities and do whatever we desire when we are not bound by the limits of a physical body. Perhaps when our body dies, we return to pure consciousness until we are ready to be born again in this universe. Or perhaps we go to a sort of in-between reality where there is some level of physical reality, but we are more free, like in your dreams at night. Or perhaps we remain in this universe, our perfect creation, but simply without the limits of a body. This would explain God, this would explain heaven, and this would explain ghosts. All that we can be certain of is this, that you will eventually, we all will live again. Between birth and death, we experience life. Between death and birth, we can only speculate what we will experience. Regardless of what exists beyond this physical incarnation, dying in this life is like turning off your Xbox or your PlayStation. When you do, you leave the simulated reality in the game and return to real life, or this reality. And with this understanding, we come to the inevitable conclusion that one should not fear death. Death is an illusion. Live a good life, accomplish something worthwhile with your life. Leave Earth a better place than when you arrived here. Enjoy your life. When death arrives, accept it openly and move on to your next adventure in this expansive reality and infinite eternity. Thanks very much for watching. Please check to see that you're still subscribed, as YouTube, as I indicated, has unsubscribed tens of thousands of people without their knowledge or consent. Also, remember to head on over to Rumble and subscribe for your chance to win an Edo-style Japanese print. Thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.